So, in assessing what I should release and in what order, I have been weighing this balance of what makes something good in the first place, right? Especially as a form of expression through the medium of music, right? And I think I've been sitting with this idea. I don't want to misquote it. I don't even really remember who it's from, but it's an idea that's kind of been circulating around in my brain recently. It's just this notion, essentially, the quote is that art about important subjects does not make it important art. However, I think there are different degrees to which something can be considered important. And that is like a highly subjective framework. And so, as I'm sitting, trying to unwind, get to bed soon, I'm thinking about that. And I'm thinking, to the question I asked you maybe a few days ago, like, what do you think, in your opinion, is my best song? Because you want to make the first impression the best impression, right? And it's like, I don't know. I think that even the framing of that question is inherently flawed, because of what makes something the best, right? There is what is perhaps the most personal songs. There is a category of the most accessible songs. There's a category of the most replayable songs. There's a category of the most impactful songs. And then, of course, the most important songs. And so as I go about assessing those, I realize that what any of those categories mean to me are going to differ from what they mean to another person. However, sort of tying to the last text I sent you, I think that not necessarily even my goal as an artist, but my talent as an artist is, and we've talked before about I can't just distill everything I am into a sentence or a paragraph or, a byline or whatever. But if I had to put it succinctly, I would say my talent as an artist is taking complex ideas and using tonality both in my writing and as well as in my performance to sort of compact complex ideas and feelings and perspectives into a consumable, condensed version. So to take something complex and to make it simple, right? And I think sometimes it is the opposite, where I take something simple and make it overly complex. But that is really what I strive to do as an artist, to achieve, and what I think I'm very good at. But all that being said, it's still so much of a personal struggle, this endeavor of trying to figure out how to present the core essence of myself, and recognizing that myself is not just my ego or my personal experiences. Myself is also my perspective. Myself is also my opinions. and my feelings about the people around me, the world around me, the circumstances around me. And so that's what I need to figure out how to present is, and we've talked about this before, but that's really the challenge is world building and getting people to buy into that world of perspective as well as experience, and then feelings and circumstances around the person, not just what the person thinks or feels, but what the person has learned. And I know that, like, there's much debate about this, about if art in its highest form is supposed to be didactic, but I think that is very much an essential part of what I'm doing, even if I don't spell out the moral of every story to the audience. That everything I write is imbued with a lesson, and whether it's reflective of myself, again, or if it's reflective of the status quo, then that's what I'm aiming for. But yeah, it's again, this is an example of me taking a simple thing and making it complex, but it is such a confounding proposition to say, okay, I am a full person. I'm not just a persona. I'm not just a two-dimensional thing where I'm going to talk about the same thing every song, and I'm not going to be this factory of, like a rapper like Future, where it's just like bitches and drugs, and I'm balling, and I'm fucking bitches, and I got money. It's like, and I'm at the club. It's like the persona is not the important part. The personhood is the important part. And part of being a person, I think what's essential to being a person is the growth over time. And how do you get people to buy into that? How do you get people to stick around for the ride and see you as more than just a person they can go to for a particular sound they like? Because I don't want to limit myself in that way. Anyways, just some thoughts out loud. Let me know what you think. All right. I'm going to go to sleep now.